Before the advent of modern banking systems, Africa boasted a rich tapestry of financial practices that were deeply woven into the fabric of society. These pre-colonial banking systems were not housed in grand buildings or governed by complex algorithms, but rather existed as informal yet structured networks of savings, lending, and trade. They were built on the foundations of trust, community, and shared prosperity. Part 1. What is pre-colonial banking? In the absence of formal banks, African societies developed sophisticated financial behaviors that served their needs effectively. Currency took many forms, from cowrie shells to gold dust, salt, and cloth.
Each of these mediums of exchange carried not just monetary value, but cultural and spiritual significance as well.
As one historian noted, banking isn't just buildings, it's trust, rhythm, and ritual. Part to cowrie currency and trade networks.
The cowrie shell, in particular, played a pivotal role in African economies. Originating from the Indian Ocean, these small shells made their way across the continent via trans-Saharan and Atlantic trade routes.
They became a widely accepted currency in various African societies, including the Yoruba, Akin, Igbo, and Swahili.
But cowries were more than just money. They were used in dowries, collected as taxes, and offered in spiritual ceremonies. In essence, a shell became a coin became a culture.
Part 3. Rotating savings systems. Esusu and Ajo.
One of the most ingenious pre-colonial banking systems was the rotating savings and credit association, known as Esusu among the Yoruba people. Similar systems like Ajo existed across different African cultures.
These communal savings groups allowed members to pool their resources, providing capital for everything from weddings to farming ventures and trade expeditions. It was a testament to the power of collective financial action, prompting one researcher to observe, Esusu was Africa's first bank without walls, but with wisdom. Part for credit, debt, and social trust.
Credit and debt in pre-colonial Africa operated on principles far removed from today's interest-based systems.
Loans were granted based on an individual's reputation, kinship to eyes, and sense of honor. Repayment was often ritualized, reinforcing the social bonds that underpinned these financial transactions. Community enforcement ensured that debts were honored, not through legal coercion, but through social obligation.
In this system, your name was your credit score.
Part 5. Trade guilds and market women.
Women played a central role in Africa's pre-colonial economies, particularly in trade and finance. Market guilds, led by women in many Igbo and Yoruba communities, regulated prices and lending practices. Titles like Yalod, Omu, and Nwani were bestowed upon women who wielded significant economic influence.
These female financial leaders organized daily contribution schemes and cooperative lending programs, embodying a principle that Africa's economy was matriarchal, mobile, and magnificent. Part 6. Gold, salt, and long-distance trade. Long-distance trade networks further showcased the sophistication of Africa's pre-colonial financial systems.
The great empires of Ghana, Mali, and Songhai facilitated the exchange of gold for salt, linking West Africa to North Africa and Europe through extensive caravan routes. Gold served not only as a currency, but also as a diplomatic tool, allowing African rulers to engage with foreign powers on equal footing. This expansive trade network demonstrated that Africa's wealth didn't just stay traveled.
Part 7. Colonial disruption and banking erasure.
The arrival of European colonizers brought profound disruption to these indigenous financial systems. Colonial banks, established to serve European interests, largely ignored or actively suppressed African banking practices.
The introduction of foreign currencies and interest-based lending undermined traditional economic structures. Indigenous credit groups were often viewed with suspicion and discouraged. As one economic historian poignantly stated, colonialism didn't just take land, it rewrote ledgers.
Yet, the legacy of Africa's pre-colonial banking systems persists. In recent years, there has been a growing recognition of the wisdom embedded in these traditional financial practices. Microfinance institutions and mobile banking platforms have, in some ways, revived the spirit of communal savings and accessible credit that characterized pre-colonial African finance. Part 8. Conclusion and reclaiming financial memory.
Understanding Africa's rich financial history is crucial for developing economic solutions that resonate with local cultures and needs. It challenges the notion that sophisticated banking is a Western import and highlights the innovative spirit that has long existed in African societies. By reclaiming this financial memory, we gain valuable insights into alternative economic models that prioritize community welfare and shared prosperity. As we look to the future of global finance, it's clear that Africa has much to teach the world.
The principles of trust, community responsibility, and flexible, accessible financial systems that underpinned pre-colonial African banking remain relevant in our increasingly interconnected world.
These systems remind us that effective finance is not just about accumulating wealth, but about fostering social cohesion and supporting collective growth.
In conclusion, Africa's pre-colonial banking systems stand as a testament to the continent's financial genius. They demonstrate that long before the establishment of formal banks, Africa had developed sophisticated methods of managing wealth, facilitating trade, and supporting economic growth.
These systems were not just financial tools, but integral parts of the social and cultural fabric, reflecting the values and priorities of African societies.
As we continue to grapple with global economic challenges, the wisdom of these ancient financial practices offers valuable lessons. They remind us of the importance of community, the power of collective action, and the potential for financial systems to serve the needs of all members of society, not just the elite.
Africa banked before banks.
Its financial systems were built on principles of shared prosperity, social trust, and communal responsibility.
By understanding and appreciating this rich financial heritage, we can work towards economic models that are more inclusive, sustainable, and aligned with human needs.
Indeed, Africa's pre-colonial financial wisdom may hold keys to addressing some of our most pressing economic challenges today. In the words of a contemporary African economist, Africa's wealth was never lost. It was buried in memory. As we unearth these memories and apply their lessons, we recognize that Africa not only had a remarkable financial past, but also holds the potential to shape the future of global finance. Africa financed the future long before the advent of modern banking, and its financial legacy continues to offer valuable insights for the world.